piping hot caffeinated beverage acquired from the Quality Inn and Suites, Somerset, Kentucky. A little cloudy, supposed to be some storms today. A little different view from last night when the cars were coming up and down the highway. Welcome to Jeff's Trips. We're gonna go do some more Lincoln County, Kentucky stuff today. Going to Crab Orchard, amongst other things, most likely. Inside left. That's just one of the cars that was cruising up and down the strip last night. I don't know if I caught it on video or not, but he was cruising up and down the strip. We got a couple of cars over here. This car here. This little rail buggy deal here. That's similar to what Sam's building at the shop. Yeah. What'd you think? Was yesterday a good day?
Yesterday was a good day. Last night was a good night. Good dinner. Then it was a fun show watching all the cars up and down the strip here. In Somerset. A lot of noise, a lot of smoke, a lot of tires burning, a lot of police. Keeping an eye on everything. Keeping it safe.
They weren't doing anything.
No.
Or they were keeping an eye on stuff.
Keeping it safe.
We are down here in Crab Orchard, Kentucky at the Veterans Memorial Park, a little park thing they have here. My grandpa's name is a part of this, Veterans of Foreign Wars, or veterans, I guess, that fought in wars. He never left the United States in World War II. He was in the Navy and got assigned. He went to Great Lakes Naval Academy, and they ended up keeping him there as a trainer. And so he never did go overseas. But this is the Crab Orchard Veterans Memorial, Crab Orchard, Kentucky.
And I told him the story. I said, I already paid him. Because I paid. And then nothing.
There's a chopper they have on display. This is a Cobra attack helicopter, sponsored by Brawtown Community Center with donations from the citizens of Crab Orchard and surrounding areas. Special thanks to First Southern National Bank, Roger Lopez Concrete, Dick's River Stone, Stanford Ready Mix. All right, John Harold Hunter, United States Navy. That was my grandpa. Bozeman's mate, second class, BM2.
Right now, she said there's no way I can come up there and take a chance on trying to get up and maybe getting another fall. I said, you don't need to, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
This is a Hunter plot here in Crab Orchard up on the Knob Cemetery. What's the name of this cemetery?
Crab Orchard Cemetery.
Crab Orchard Cemetery. Cemetery. Got the flag flying.
William John Hunter, Company B, 33rd Indiana, Union soldier. Born 1838, died 1874. His wife, Mary Catherine Smith Hunter, born 1834, died 1921. And this is their son, John William Hunter, born in Crab Orchard, 1870, died in 1940. He married Helen Stigall in Crab Orchard.
Helen or Helene? Did you say they pronounce it Helene?
We call her, the name is Helen, but the family called her Helen.
Helen, okay. A lot of wind up here. We got a storm brewing. Possible tornadoes down here in the Knobs section of Kentucky.
This is the Edwards. It's Jack Edwards, 1894. I mean, it's just amazing to me that I had an uncle from 1894, a grandfather from 1879, grandfather 1870, my great-grandmother 1834, father 1838. This date's just the 18 number. When you say 18, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
But Hazel married Jack Edwards. It was Hazel Hunter, daughter of John and Helen Hunter.
Yeah, this is Hazel's their daughter. I remember Hazel as a kid. We would come down and see Hazel.
She lived in Cincinnati for a while, worked in Cincinnati. Jack was here, Helen was here. And it was cool to go in that store because it was like stepping back into it. But Jack bought the old Crab Orchard L&N Railroad Depot when the train stopped running and tore it down. There's about the same time, an uncle of mine, William Hunter, had the farm, the old home place, built a new barn. And we're wondering, is the lumber from that depot now part of the barn? We'd like to go inside that barn and look around for paint colors, any verbiage maybe painted on the board to tie it in to prove this theory we have, which would be super cool.
Yeah, that would be super cool. That'd be something on a bucket list to do.
Yes. Look at this.
Prime time. Yeah, it's a beautiful resting place for a lot of people up on this hill. Crab Orchard, Kentucky, from a view up from the cemetery. They took the old school down there. My chip ran out. I'm not going to buy a new chip until the next trip, I guess. Next big trip before the boating trip in a couple of weeks. I'm going to go down to Cave Run Lake, but right now it's getting pretty stormy. As you can see behind me, this tree is getting crazy. This is King, Harbert Sr., Mary Owsley. The one on the right says, broken stones found by descendants at the home place on Preachersville Turnpike. Burial site is lost. And the one on the left is Harbert King, first master of Lincoln County. I guess it's the Masons. Yeah. Number 60, 1820, Lincoln County Militia. Captain, 1813 to 1817. This is a big old thing that they put together. It's pretty neat.
You can look at the back side of it also.
Herbert and Mary King, or Harbert, married May 2nd, 1809. And they had several children. Mary Lanier, Adeline Lanier, William Mason, John King, Sally Owsley King, Harbert King Jr., George Washington King, Betsy King. All right, this is the William Whitley park. That was the pavilion. You can grill out here if you want to. Bathrooms on the other side. And then the William Whitley house. He's a famous frontiersman from back in the day. Had built a house here. This is a museum. It's not open right now, but this is a museum you can go to and check out. We've been in it before the YouTube days. But there's a gift shop. You can take a tour. It's open Thursday through Saturday, I think. Tours to 3 o'clock, 10 to 3 or something like that. You can see the WW and the brickwork. It's a neat place. He was basically known for starting horse racing here in the area. And he liked to race his horses counterclockwise because he hated the British, and the British raced their horses clockwise. So that's the reason why we run our horses counterclockwise. The other thing is actually, if you look it up, the Kentucky Derby really started in Crab Orchard, Kentucky. Kind of started here, but also over in Crab Orchard. This is down the road from Crab Orchard. And after the Civil War time, the race kind of got moved to, it wasn't called the Kentucky Derby, but it got moved to Louisville. And I took a picture of a plaque that depicts that scenario in this house here in the museum. And I'm going to try to find that and put it on here as a little picture so that you can pause it if you want to read it. But yeah, pretty neat place. William Whitley, Crab Orchard, or Lincoln County, Kentucky. Look it up. Neat place to go. How far are we from Crab Orchard? 2 miles?
2 miles from Crab Orchard. This is considered Crab Orchard here. And you notice the William Whitley on the front. This is a Flemish pattern for the bricks. All bricks made on site, which most bricks were back in the day. Because the roads were so bad, there was no way to haul this heavy load of bricks, so they just made them on site. And they would make them and fire them. They would build them, they would stack the bricks in a manner of a little furnace, I guess you'd call it, and heat up the bricks and fire them to make them hard and cure out. And they would do that, build the bricks up, and then fire them all at the same time.
I guess they find a vein of clay or something in the area?
Yeah, they found a vein or a section of good clay, and they would just dig it up and hand form the clay and put it in molds, wooden molds, stack them up, fire them
Probably
up,
the wooden mold, they would probably let it kind of dry there, pop it out, because it would probably shrink a little bit when it dried.
Yeah, it wouldn't be soggy muddy. It would be pliable, like a Play-Doh type.
Yeah. They would probably let it sit in that plastic mold or that wooden mold for a day or two.
Yeah, the plastic molds were hard to find in 1700s, but they were out there. It's just a matter of finding them.
We'll go around to the back, you were saying.
Yeah, let's go around the back and see if in the back they made EW for Esther, his wife, Esther Williams. Esther Williams, Esther Whitley.
Esther Whitley. So my grandpa came to an auction here or something?
He came when he was a kid. I think he was like...
My grandfather was born 1917. So when he was a kid, this could be in the 20s maybe?
Could be early 30s, came here to an auction, and somehow, for some reason, he won a dollar coin. And he said, I thought I was the richest person in the world.
Yeah, probably a door prize or some, who knows.
Yeah. So
was it an auction?
I think it was, yeah, it was an auction, so it's probably in the 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, they're popping pretty good.
Ooh.
Swelling.
Yeah.
Not to be...
Out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Gonna have to be reshaked. on the roof. I noticed the very top. Look at the very top of it, the ridge cap.
Yeah.
It's really looking bad. It did not have an EW back here because of this later addition that was put on. That's probably, I don't know, was that the addition William Whitley days, or is that, yeah. People lived in this as a private home for a while, didn't they?
Years. Pennington's moved in here. That's the cemetery up on the hill. It's called the Pennington Cemetery.
Yeah.
There was a door here.
Yep. Probably a deck or porch or something, or steps went up to it.
I think this was added on the end here also.
Yeah, the AC was probably not William Whitley days either. All right, we're down on the side of the house, opposite of the pavilion. You can see where the addition had been made. And that Flemish pattern, is that with the diamond shapes?
I guess
with
call that a diamond plate, yeah.
Diamond shapes. And that was, that's interesting that they were able to, I guess that's natural coloring in the clay that they dug out, and they picked out the different colored ones. I don't know.
Possibly it was stained.
Yeah, who knows how they did that back in the day.
Look how the corner's done.
So we just looked at that 1856 house yesterday. This baby's square compared to that.
Oh yeah. Well, this has all totally been redone.
Yeah.
Totally.
Foundation and everything.
Right. Or tuck pointed and
Yeah.
And they matched up all the.
Yeah, that's right. The mortar.
They take a sample of the mortar.
That's another question. What did they use for mortar back then?
I guess they made it on site.
Made it on site. Yeah. This baby's neat. So. This is right down below the parking lot here at William Whitley House. Colonel William Whitley, famous pioneer, Indian fighter, hero, and poet, with George Rogers Clark, came to Kentucky in 1775. He selected a settlement located on Cedar Creek, a branch of Dix River, now Dix River, and later returned to Virginia for his family. Whitley built the first brick house west of the Alleghenies, which is where this is. Bricks were laid in Flemish bond design on a place known as Sportsman Hill. Having an aversion to anything English, he used clay instead of turf for the surface of the oval or circular racetrack, which he laid out in 1788. He raced the horses in a counterclockwise direction. To this day, all American sports using oval tracks race counterclockwise, including NASCAR or whatever, foot race or what have you. Whitley was killed at the age of 64 in the War of 1812 at the Battle of the Thames. It is thought Whitley killed Tecumseh. The question of Tecumseh's death may remain a mystery, but the contribution of William Whitley to pioneer Kentucky is a fact. The racetrack was so popular with the pioneers of the area that on October 21, 1788, the Lincoln County Court ordered that the road from Whitley's race path to the Lincoln County Courthouse be built because there were so many people running through there. Sportsman's Hill, down here at the William Whitley House, which is right up there. It's a neat place. I couldn't film it. All right, well this is 10 minutes after we left William Whitley House.
Old Taco Bell, so we can always get something to eat.
Yeah, you know when the last time I had Taco Bell?
There's other fast foods down here.
Is that what you want? Am I taking a left or am I taking a right?
What do you want? You going to eat in the parking lot of a restaurant?
Well, we're going to wait for the front to go through,
Yeah,
so.
let's go on down here and go to...
Straight?
Yeah.
All right.